Maybe your hair is not unmanageable. Maybe your hair is just dry. Maybe you just need to learn the right way to moisturize your hair. Maybe you just need to keep watching this video and learn. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new on this channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, you know how we do over here. Comment, like, and share this video. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to moisturize your fussy hair the right way, whether you have low porosity, whether you have high porosity, whether your hair is damaged, environmental factors. Just keep watching this video. Okay, so first things first. Okay, the reason your hair is dry mostly is because it's either you don't know how to layer your products, like you don't know when to put the water, you don't know when to put the oil, you don't know where to put the butters that you are using, or the curling product and all of that. But another reason that your hair can get super dry and your hair might feel just unmanageable, and you just feel like, oh my god, this natural hair thing is not for me, I cannot do it, like this natural hair gurus on YouTube, on Instagram. Trust me, it is very simple. Natural hair is simple. Natural hair is a combination of patience and knowing what to do. Now, anybody can have patience, but when it comes to knowing what to do, there's a lot of information online. There's a lot of stuff. They'll try to use this product, they'll try to do this, they'll try to do that, and it gets really overwhelming, right? So you have to take your time and take it towards one step at a time. So just like I said before, it can be as a result of sun damage, because we are always going outside, and then the sun, the UV rays, they tend to cause wear and tear on our hair. And another thing is that if you notice, your roots are usually quote and unquote softer compared to your ends, because your ends they've been through styling, stretching, and all of that. Your roots are still like newborn babies and all of that. So before I tell you guys how you can layer your products well, I just want us to do like a quick run through with oil and butters, right? Okay, so one thing I want to say first now is that everybody's hair is different. Like, I can come here and tell you how I grew my fussy hair, what I'm doing now about my freeform dreadlocks, and then the products I've used, the product I sell, and all of that. It doesn't mean when you use them the same way 100% is going to work for you. Fine, it's going to work for like probably 90% of people or 85% of people, but there's still always going to be that 10% or 5% that's not working for. So honestly, don't feel bad. I see a lot of people, they scream, they say, oh, I use this product, this natural hair guru recommended it and it's not working for me. Why? The truth is that it actually might not work for you. Like, everything is not going to work for you. That's the truth. It might not work for you. You just have to move on to the next product or try something else. Okay, and that brings me to what? That brings me to coconut oil. Coconut oil is advertised online as a solution to everything. Coconut oil, drink water. Coconut oil, put it on your man. Coconut oil, put it on your jaw, put it on your hair, your skin, and everything. So when I say that be careful with coconut oil, people feel like, oh, there's something wrong with it. For me, my hair does not like coconut oil. Like, it took me a long time to realize that the fact that it's popular out there doesn't mean that my hair likes it. I can only use coconut oil for like hot oil treatment and all of that, but if I put coconut oil in my hair, if I leave coconut oil in my hair, oh my god, my hair is going to feel like a sponge. My hair is going to feel super spongy. And it's so funny because coconut oil is a type of penetrating oil, but this just goes to say that not everything you see on the internet works for everybody. So try to find out what works for you and just stick to that thing, right? When it comes to moisturizing your hair, you want to first apply your first layer, which is water, right? When I say water, I mean water. I mean clean water. And this whole water conversation is a whole lot, because honestly, water can even do your hair more harm than good. Because if you are high porosity, you can get hydra, fatigue, or if you are not even high porosity or anything, any porosity at all, if you end up using hard water, oh god, your hair will hate you and you will hate your hair in turn. That is all I can say. I've been there, I've done that. So if you're not sure whether your water is soft, it's just better to install a water filter, or try to use distilled water to rinse your hair, or just use clean water, put it in your spray bottle. Don't just take water from your tap. You feel like any water is water, my dear. Not any water is water. There are stages to this thing. This thing gets levels. So the first step is what? You want to use water, or you want to use a water-based leave-in conditioner, or you want to use aloe vera, or you want to use rose water, or you want to use distilled water, right? Look at what's common in all of these things, right? The only thing that is common in all these things I've said is water. Because to moisturize your hair, number one thing you do is to add water to your hair. Shea butter is not a moisturizer. Like, I sell shea butter, fine. I mean, I will not come here and lie to you guys because I want to make sales. Shea butter is a sealant. So if you put shea butter on your hair when your hair is not moisturized, I kid you not, your hair will break. And you know where you end up? In my inbox on Instagram. That is it. That is it. If you put shea butter on your hair when your hair is not, there's no moisturizer on your hair, there's no water-based leave-in conditioner, no rose water, aloe vera, nothing, your hair is going to break. There's no magic about it. So if your hair is breaking, if you think you're using the most expensive oil in this world, or you're using shea butter, your hair is still breaking, it's because you don't know how to layer your products well. So number one step is to use water. Then the second step is what? Oil. Right now, this second step is really tricky because the second step can either be oil or it can be cream based on your porosity level. So if you are low porosity, right, you want to use oil as a second step. Like me, my hair is low porosity, you want to use oil. But if you are high porosity, you want to use cream as your second step. This is where you can use heavy creams like the cocoa butter, the shea butter, the cocoon butter, and all of that. This is where you can use that, right, for your second step. Because the idea of a moisturized hair is that when water enters your hair, your hair follicles, your hair corticals, they kind of like expand. You know, there's the expansion and contraction and all of that scientific stuff, right? And your hair is going to lose some of that water. But the idea of moisturizing your hair is that you want your hair to retain that water just enough. You don't want your hair to retain too much that will make your hair weak over time. You don't also want your hair to retain too little that in the next 2 hours you have to moisturize your hair again. You just want your hair to retain that particular needed amount of water, right? That's why you move on to use what? To use oil or butters to seal it. Because, like, you know, if you did not do science, you should know it. Oil and water, they don't mix. So when you put when your hair is moisturized with water, aloe vera, or all of those liquid stuff, and then you apply oil on it, what's going to happen? The percentage that water is going to leave that oil is going to come out is very low. Like, that oil or that butter will like seal it, to hold it down. So it's holding that moisture into your hair. Are you getting my drift? Like, because this is the easiest way you can understand this scientific thing. It's holding that moisture into your hair, so that your hair will not be what? Your hair will not be dry, and your hair will not be what? Too damp. You get? The thing about oils is that we have I think we have mostly two types of oils, right? When you're using oil, natural oils, it's either the oil is penetrating your hair strand, or the oil is just coating your hair strand. So if it's coating your hair strand, the oil is just sitting on top of your hair strand. Like, this is the strand of your hair, the oil is just around here. But if it's penetrating your hair strand, it means that what? Your hair is going to absorb some of that oil that you've added to your hair. So your hair is going to absorb some, and the rest is just going to end up sitting on top of it, right? So you want to use penetrating oils, right? You want to use penetrating oils when you are doing the middle method, when you're doing LOC and the middle point is oil. So you want to use penetrating oil. You want to use oils like coconut oil is really penetrating. So if your hair likes coconut oil, you can go for coconut oil, or you can go for sunflower oil, you can go for grapeseed, avocado, or olive oil. Yeah, olive oil is olive oil. If you're in Nigeria, they call it anointing oil. Goya, that thing that when you go to church, they put it on your head like this. If you're a Christian, that's olive oil. Use it on your hair for your for your oil method. So these penetrating oils, they contain monosaturated fats, and these monosaturated fats, they have like smaller molecule, like let's say 18 to 20 carbon atoms, and these are able to penetrate. But the polyunsaturated fats, they contain like way bigger atomic like elements, molecules. So when you apply it to your hair, what happens is that it sits on top of your hair shaft. It's not able to penetrate and go inside your hair shaft, right? So that's why it's advisable to use these penetrating oils when you're trying to, you know, do coat and penetrate your hair when you're moisturizing. So you want to use those oils I mentioned earlier on, because they are really high in like monosaturated fats. And let's not forget that these penetrating oils, they contain like very useful, what should I call it, elements or what. I remember coconut oil contains lauric acid. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well. And I know for this thing, for castor oil, although castor oil is more of a coating oil, it contains some property of linoleic or oleic acid. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, but when I see the spelling, I know the spelling. So these penetrating oils, they contain all those, you know, good stuff, you know, palmitic acid and all of that. The next stage, now you move on to the cream stage, because if you apply the L, you apply the O, which is your oil, the next thing is what? The C, which is the cream stage, right? So with your cream stage, you want to apply, like I said before, you want to apply shea butter. Like I said in my other video, you want to apply shea butter, you want to apply cocoa butter, you want to apply cocoon butter, you know, any of these butters that your hair really loves. I don't have to use a lot of it, you can just use small. Like shea butter, a little goes a long way. Just take a little bit of it and, you know, rub it, just, you know, apply it on your hair. What happens is that these creams, they don't go ahead to close your hair cuticles, right? So that moisture that you've retained in the first place is going to be very hard for it to go out. But at the same time, it's also going to be easier for that, like when you use natural sealant, it's going to be easier for other things to penetrate, other natural things. Like if I want to re-moisturize my hair again, it's going to be easier than if I've used let's say hair Vaseline. I've seen videos of people saying they put Vaseline on their hair. That's like a whole different conversation on its own, because when you put Vaseline on your hair, like, have you seen Vaseline? If you even put Vaseline on your skin and you pour water on it, that water is going to drop out. So if you put Vaseline on your hair and you spray water on it, that means nothing is going to come inside again. Like your hair is sealed until you clarify it. Your hair is sealed for life. So, but when you apply shea butter on your hair, obviously, like, it absorbs, right? So good things can still easily like come in, right? Exactly. So for me personally, I would advise that you should use natural stuff like shea butter. You should use this thing. You can also use castor oil, because me too, I use castor oil as my final sealant. You can use castor oil, you can use cocoon butter, you can use cocoa butter. Okay, so you guys, what I said about hydra fatigue, right? I feel like high porosity hair strands, they are more likely to experience hydra fatigue, because let me just run through the porosity thing quickly. With your hair porosity, your hair is naturally porous. It's just like when you take cloth, let's see, okay, like when you take cloth and you put cloth inside water, what's going to happen? That cloth is going to this cloth, if I put inside water now, it's going to absorb water. That's the same thing that happens with your hair. If you dip your hair in water, in a pool of water, sprinkle water on it, stay in the shower, your hair is going to absorb water. But how the rate at which your hair absorbs that water and retain it is now the porosity. If your hair is absorbing that water slowly, like your hair is, before your hair will absorb water, it will take time. Your hair is low porosity. But if you just put your hair inside water, like once your hair see water, your hair will just swallow water. You know that your hair is what? High porosity. And when your hair is high porosity, it means that the expansion and contracting of your hair strands is like, your hair strands they open easily, so it's going to be easier for you to get hydra fatigue. So what you want to do now, when you're moisturizing your hair, you want to switch. Instead of doing the LOC method, right, you do the liquid, then you do the cream. Then if you still like, you can do the oil method, because by the time you apply the cream after the cream is going to go a long way to close your cuticles faster, because since your cuticles are just open, they open easily, open, the cream is now going to, you know, coat it, so that that water that you've already absorbed, it's not just go out easily. and it will not also absorb excess water. So it's better to do the LCO method if you have high porosity. Then if you have low porosity, you want to do the LOC method. That's like, yeah, so you want to apply your liquid, want to apply your oil, and then want to use your cream as your final just to top everything up. Another thing that you should take note of is that it's just like hair typing. The fact that a part of your hair can be 4C, the other part of your hair can be 4B, 4A. A part of your hair can be high porosity, the other part of your hair will be like low porosity, the other part will just be medium porosity. Like everything is just going to be like a mixture, right? So even if you might want to remove like one of these steps, like for me, sometimes I'll just do liquid and cream, that's shea butter, or sometimes I'll just do liquid and oil, that's what I'll use castor oil or olive oil or my oil mix, you get. So you should know that no matter what you see on the internet, you want to, like I said before, you want to try it out yourself first. Because even if I tell you that, oh, this porosity is going to use LCO, and you go home and you do it and your hair feels greasy, you know that what, listen to your hair, you know that, oh, my hair doesn't like this, oils weigh my hair down, or shea butter weighs my hair down, I want to reduce the amount of shea butter that I use, or I just want to leave shea butter and I want to use castor oil or olive oil, right? So you want to try things out first. Don't just, take people's word for a and amen. Of course, they might know a lot from experience and all of that, but you yourself, you are a human being on your own. So you want to go try it yourself. If it works for you, fine. If it doesn't work for you, you can try the other method, or you can remove one of the elements, like I said. But the most important element, the element that you must not remove, is what? Is water. Because moisturized hair is water that has oil sealed. Like the oil has trapped it, so it cannot go anywhere. If you live in a place where there's hard water, trust me, your hair is likely going to be brittle, your hair is going to be hard, your hair is going to be spongy. Ah, God, in fact, I've been there, I've done it before, so I can feel your pain right now. Like I said before, you want to install a shower filter, or you want to boil your water. I don't know if that thing really works, like distilling your water yourself. You boil it, do some double boiler, whatever. I don't really know the scientific process, but either you do that, or you can also try to use distilled water. But hard water on natural hair is a no. Like, to slow down your natural hair journey, it will make your hair shorter. Like, it's so funny because these are like basic things. People think that, oh, natural hair is difficult, but it's really not difficult, because it's the same way that when you're washing clothes, if you're hand washing, if you use hard water, what's will happen? It's frustrating because the soap is not going to foam. So it's the same way. Imagine if it's that frustrating for your cloth, imagine how it's going to be on your hair. So hard water contains some minerals and whatever that's my dear, you don't want it around your hair. So always try to filter your water. Make sure you're using soft water on your hair. If you do all of these things that I've said, the way I've explained to you, penetrating oils, coating oil, shea butter, water, aloe vera, leave-in conditioner, and all of that, if you do all of these things and your hair is just still bone dry, my dear, no condition is permanent. What I'm trying to say is that there's still hope for you. Sorry. What I'm trying to say is that if you do all of these things, right, and your hair still feels bone dry, then the problem you might be having, this problem is called product buildup. It's caused when you've used a lot of products in your hair, or you probably use conditioners that contain silicones and parabens, and they just keep coating your hair. So now it's difficult for natural things to penetrate your hair. So what you want to do, you want to use a clarifying shampoo, or you want to do an ACV rinse. So get the ACV, dilute it. Let's say I do 4:1. So you want to do 4 parts water, 1 part ACV. Just, spray it on your hair, work that, massage, rinse it out with what? Clean water. Okay, we want to use a clarifying shampoo. What's a clarifying shampoo? A clarifying shampoo are those shampoos that you are advised not to use, basically those ones that contain sulfates. Yes, exactly, those are those shampoo that you put inside the dustbin. Now that you are having product build up, you have to go and carry it from your dustbin and use it on your hair. So you guys, at the end of this video, I hope I've not been able to confuse you, but I've been able to convince you that your hair is not unmanageable. Your hair is just dry, suffering from environmental factors. Your hair is just experiencing wear and tear. Your hair is just heat damage. You know, there's a list of options before you go to, oh, I hate my fussy hair, my hair is unmanageable. Don't do that. Okay, you guys, we've come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned a thing, if you enjoyed this video, if you learned a thing or two, please leave a comment down in the comment section. It's just down there. Share this video with your friends. Give this video a thumbs up. And before I go, I just remember something. Healthy hair repels water. What's that thing? Healthy hair is hydrophobic. Yeah, I remember this from 3 years back. So it doesn't matter, it's not that important. So back to what I was saying. Make sure you leave a comment. Tell me what method works for you. Do you do the LOC method? Do you do the LCO method? Are you high porosity? Are you low porosity? Leave a comment. Let's connect on the porosity level. Porosity meets porosity. Make sure you share this video. Thank you guys so much. It was nice making this video and I enjoy being here. Bye. See you in my next video.